Good morning. So today I am here at Golf Craft in Alcos in Dubai. Plan today is to get a full bag fitting. So I think golf fitting is one of these things that I think in my mind is always reserved for better players, and I don't consider myself to be one of those, given the fact that I'm there for the bad rounds and they are not pretty. So this will be the first time that I think I've had a proper club fit, and I'm sure we've all been in the same boat. We've turned up to our local golf shop, smashed a few balls with a club, remembered the good strikes, and then left with said club or said set of clubs. So hopefully this will be insightful and we'll make some progress. So we started off just with a few tests, which you don't see here. So wingspan, height, forearm length, and then we moved into a few things like how I perceived, or where I perceived the face to be, which is what Matt is shown here. So what he wanted me to do was take hold of this club and then close my eyes with the right hand on it only with my current grip, just to determine where I thought the face was. So I'm not sure if you can see how this looks, but the club face is definitely open and pointing to the right with the grip that I had. So we then made a slight adjustment, and I have tried grip changes before with previous coaches and found it very hard to get them right, but you can see here in the slow motion video that the club face is much more square on the take back. And I think seeing this visualization really helped me to understand the reason for the grip change, which has certainly helped in maintaining that. And then no surprise, on the left hand only, it was the exact same. Club face was wildly open and pushing balls out to the right, and then when the adjustment was made, the face was much more square.
And I'm going to show you some pictures in a minute, right where it is. The orientation of the club face is now into a neutral place for you, right? Now we go through, we see the handle has already broke the line of where the ball would be before the club reaches there. So there's not this flipping in order to match the face up, which means when I flip, as we saw here, what part of the ground am I in danger of hitting before the golf ball? I'm also back. My pressure is all the way to 56% in this and getting more. Here, my pressure is all the way to 83% and moving forward.
So effectively this doubled as a fitting and one of the best lessons I've ever had, just because of the simplicity of it. And then again, being able to see it on multiple different videos. You can see here, trying to create more width and get my arms higher to create more space. Now, the reason Matt did this, as he was saying, was to basically assess what my natural movements, natural posture, natural biomechanics would be, so that he could get me moving the way that my body wants to move, and therefore when it came to fitting the clubs, everything was in place to optimise everything that I wanted to optimise on the day.
Would you think this club head up in the past?
No.
This is where we believe that forgiveness is not the size of the head.
Yeah, no, that's
it's the bottom of the club. It's the soul, right? It's not to do with the size of the head. The spaceship head does not make it more forgiving. This has 6 degrees more loft than you've got. You're currently delivering almost the same loft as is on the club, because that's what you did in the past to help you go up in the air. And now we're starting to see that ball go up in the air, no trouble. We're now starting to see him against 5,500 spin nearly, compared with 4.2. So that ball's then going to be able to stay up in the air, and then what happens is you start to go, okay, cool, like I don't need to launch this now, I don't need to come back into this position. What I can keep now doing is trying to drive it forward and try and slice it lower, which is the whole movement of the body going towards the target, pressure shifting, same as if you're throwing a punch or throwing a ball. Whereas this way, that's why the golf club has had an effect negatively on what you're actually trying to do.
Okay. So I started off with the sub 70s and then moved to the Eagle SMS before finally being fitted for these absolute beauties, both in terms of feel and looks. And these are the forward irons. Unbelievable in terms of feel, distance, and also in dispersion.
pretty big. 142, considering we've got here 6 degrees of loft differential. We can see the spin's gone up by about 1,500. These look low, they're not crazy low by the way, it's just where the screen is, and now we're moving more towards the middle. Path definitely neutralising out. This dynamic loft obviously is a big difference because of the loft that's set on the golf club. But with this is where we're going to be able to actually get you to start to compress in the loft. The golf club, the efficiency is going to read higher on here because of this loft. But saying that, we've still got a 132 with a legit loft of a 7-iron. That's pretty much where you're maxing out around that figure. So for every bit of ball speed you're putting in, you're pretty much getting out the ball speed we'd expect to see with this. We can definitely make it go further when we start to up that club head speed and when we start to get the compression a little bit more from shifting moving forward.
So, final thoughts on the whole process. I thought it was an absolutely incredible experience. Matt made things so simple, starting off by what was effectively a lesson just with some grip adjustments, and as I mentioned in the video, you know, allowing my body to move in the way that it wants to move in terms of the biomechanics, and then moving into the club fitting. And finding a club which really suited me and is also even customizable again moving forward. The shafts were different, they're not featured in the video, but I was very sensitive to the weight of the shaft and it impacted my club path fairly significantly. So the KBS Players Graphite iron that I've been fitted into is the one that was giving me the best combination in terms of dispersion and also launch. So really exciting to get some new irons when they get here, when they get built. I'm really looking forward to trying them. In the first instance, even the change in the grip and the change in swing thought has, well, it's had some mixed effects as you would expect with any sort of change, but I definitely feel like I'm getting more launch and connecting with the ball a bit better. So hopefully, even whilst I'm waiting, scores will still be improved. For anyone who's thinking of getting a fitting, I mean, this was a really amazing experience, really eye-opening and educational experience for me, just to see what happens. And craft golf was like, a soft play for golfing adults. It was unbelievable, really cool place, and I would advise you to go and check it out if you're in Dubai. So thanks again. If you're interested to again follow along in the journey to see if these irons make a difference moving forward, and obviously there's going to be more fitting in terms of wedges and driver coming as well. But if you want to see if this is going to have any impact on scoring, which is really what we're aiming to do, then please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Obviously it's been a great kind of start to this journey so far, to see people liking the videos, which is really encouraging and really reassuring, so thank you very much. Long may it continue, and let's try and be late to scratch. Thanks very much. Bye.